Nice to see.
Morning, Mike.
Nice to see your faces. How's everyone today? Hi, Ann. It's really kind of cool just to like do it's like a visual hot fudge sundae of looking around at the different places where you guys are practicing. So it's cool to see. When we get to the point where there's other people in the room, I'm the only one in the room today because we're still restricted, but I think that's not for much longer actually. I'm hearing rumors that they're going to lift some of the restrictions, and so I'll be able to get back to doing in-person yoga in a limited way pretty soon. But I set up another TV behind the one that you guys are looking at that would actually, you see the extra B person, there's an extra B in the class today, and that's the screen for everybody else that's in this room. But when that day comes, so I was just practicing. There you go. All right. So take a moment to silence your microphone and find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. There are so many signals that we can tune into that our body is giving us when we sit like this. The feeling of the skin on the face, whether it's dry or moist or cool or warm. Perhaps you have some ringing in your ears, or your nose is cold or warm or running or dry. The taste in your mouth from whatever you ate or drank this morning, or your toothpaste. The feeling in your neck. The knees. And then there's the movement of the body with the breath. A slow dance of expansion and contraction. And when we begin to notice the expansion and contraction, we can begin to direct that so the lower part of our body expands with the breath in. Filling all the way up to the upper chest. And then that weight of the upper chest, the breath in the upper chest drops. And we complete the exhale by drawing the lower belly in gently. Yoga becomes very interesting when we begin to become interested in the breath for a lot of reasons. But I think the main one is when we become interested in the breath, we're not hooked by everything else that's going on at the moment. There's at least some part of our attention that is focused on our inner being. And so in that sense, it's very useful to develop a relationship with the breath. The earliest texts of yoga talk about yoga having 8 limbs, 8 paths of yoga, ashtanga. And 2 of those limbs are dedicated to the development of focus and concentration. So we can think of the breath like a bass beat or a drum beat that we get up and running. It stays for the whole rest of the song. So you can stay with this ocean-sounding belly breath or transition to alternate nostril breathing. My left sinus is usually a little less open than my right, so I put my left hand underneath my right armpit to helps open the left sinus. You would do the opposite if it was the right sinus. Index finger and middle finger into the palm of your hand. Use the right thumb to seal off the right nostril. Breathe in through the left. As you approach the top of your breath, seal off the left nostril and breathe out through the right. Keep the breath continuous at the bottom, in through the right. Out through the left. Keep going just like that. Some teachings of this breath talk about a ratio of the in-breath to the out-breath. I've found if you breathe this way long enough, you'll naturally take on the longer breath, but if you wanted to practice the ratio, it's an inhale to 1, and then an exhale to 2. It's the simplest form, so the exhalation is longer than the inhale. And any multiple you want to do on top of that. couple more rounds here. We start and end with the left nostril. Next time you exhale out through your left nostril, resume your normal breathing. Release your legs straight into staff pose. Lift the spine nice and tall. Bend your right knee up into sage pose. Now that the belly breath is activated, we can use that to create a little leverage against the right thigh at the top of the breath. Lift your right foot up off the floor. Grab the outside of your right foot with your left hand and straighten your leg. Draw your leg across the center line of your body. Reach your right arm out to the side. Turn and look. Bend your right foot, your right knee, and drop the right foot down to the floor so that your ankle is just above your left knee. Reach your hands back behind you, support your upper body, and then roll onto the outside of your left hip and drop the inside of your right knee towards the floor. Look to the right. Push into your left hand to open your left side. Release the right leg straight, bend the left knee and foot up, and find sage pose on the other side. Hug your left foot up off the floor. Find it with the outside of your right hand and straighten your left leg. Draw it across your body. Reach the left arm out to the side, look left. Drop your left foot outside your right knee, hands behind you. Push into your hands to lengthen your spine a little bit as you roll onto the outside of your right hip. And drop your left knee floor. Turn and look left. Release your left leg straight and back to staff pose. Sit up nice and tall and straight. Activate the soles of your feet by squeezing the tops of your feet back towards your body, and then relax the heels towards the floor. Straight spine. Bring the sole of your left foot inside your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall again. Walk your hands all the way over to the left. And release your ribs towards your inside of your left thigh. And walk your hands to center. And reach your fingertips towards the screen or away from your body. And then over towards your right leg. And beyond the outside of your right leg, twisting all the way to the right, use your left arm as a little bit of leverage to aid your twist to the right. And back to the right leg one last time. Inhale back to center. Straighten your left leg out, bend the right knee up so the sole of your right foot lands inside your thigh. Almost sitting on the outside edge of your foot. Sit up straight. And walk the hands outside of your bent right knee. Straddle your bent right knee and draw your ribs towards the inside of your right thigh. And then to center, reach out as far away from you as you can while staying soft, even breath. Good. Hands to your left shin. Stay with the breath the whole time. Ocean sounding inhalations and exhalations the whole time. Then walk your hands outside of your left leg, using your right hand to brace against the outside of your left leg. Twist to the left. And back one more time to the left leg. Back to center. Bend both knees. Feet flat on the floor, hands behind you. Have your feet nice and wide so there's room for the opposite knee to slide towards the floor as you slowly roll from side to side. The hands stay flat on the ground behind you. Good. The next time you roll over to the left side, stay there for a moment. And straighten your left leg out. Squeeze your toes, point your foot and toe. And bend your left leg. Roll over to the other side. Hold here. And straighten your right leg. And point your toes. Hold your legs straight. Good. And release back to staff pose. Left foot on top of your right thigh. And bend into your right knee. Seated pigeon. Start with stillness and explore that a little bit, and then if movement's right for you this morning, you can do that. Experiment with flexing your left foot. So when I say flex the left foot, if you're in a seated position, you're pushing the left heel away and drawing the top of your left foot over to the left. This changes the sensation in the hip a little bit, if that's coming through. Good. Drop your left foot down onto the floor and hold. And all the way over to the side, drop your left knee to the floor and hold and look to the right. Good. Release your right leg straight, then the left. And switch sides. Right foot on top of your left thigh. You can bring the heel all the way back to your body if you wish to do that. Sometimes it's a little challenging. Sometimes the heel will only be just below the knee, just above the knee, above it a little more, or all the way back to the crease in your leg. So you have to choose what's right for your body. Always listen and bend your left knee. I'm doing the opposite of you, so you guys did the tiger side first. For most people, the digestive side. All the way over to the left. Look right. Back to staff pose. Rest here. Draw the soles of your feet together as far away from your body as possible. So you make a big diamond. So we're not drawing the heels all the way in at this point, but keep your legs straighter, but bring the soles of your feet together. So wherever that is for you, and then reach down and grab your shins or grab your ankles. If your hands reach all the way down to your feet, you can use your hands to match your soles of your feet together. And hinge from the hips. Begin very gently and with the breath. You can deepen into it with each exhale, if you choose. Expanding the breath into the back belly and ribs will help open the body by moving the energy where it needs to go. It's okay to push the physical edges of the body as long as you can stay inside your breath. And staying inside the breath means that you're not gasping for air because you've gone too far. Might even decide to slide your chest from side to side, sort of slithering your way deeper as you exhale. And finally, when you're at your fullest expression for today, drop your head and draw your chin towards your chest, round your upper back. Breathe here. Couple more. Release the spine back perpendicular to the floor. Straighten your legs back out into staff pose. Staff pose never felt so good, I'm sure, in this moment. Sage pose one more time to each side. Other. back to staff pose again. And cross your left foot over your right knee. Interlace your fingers in front of your left knee. So your spine is straight in all directions. Wrap your right arm around the front of your knee and grab your wrist. And turn to the left. Good. Drop your left hand down onto the floor. Tense your fingers so you can feel the inside of your elbow against your back ribs. So walk your left hand towards you. And then lift up your right hand and drop it inside your right thigh. And twist to the left. Sole of your left foot is flat on the floor. Good, and release back to center. Keep your left foot on top of your right thigh. Pick the foot up and draw the heel closer to your body. Sit up a little taller. Good, with one hand on your foot and one hand on your knee or ankle, hinge forward, straight forward. As if you're going to hook your nose out over your big toe. Draw your big toe back towards your body and reach your nose towards your big toe. Good, and release back. Straighten your left leg. Pick your right foot up and drop it over to the other side. You can angle your left leg a little bit across your body. It makes it a little easier to find the right position here. And wrap your left arm around the front of your knee and grab your wrist. It's okay to pull with your hand, your right hand a little bit, but keep your shoulders relaxed. And keep the spine straight. Good. Tense your right hand behind you and walk your arm towards your body. And pick up your left arm and slide it inside your thigh. And twist to the right. Good, release back to the center. Sit up nice and tall. Pick your foot up. You can optionally draw it closer to your body. Good, and again with one hand on your foot and one hand on your ankle or your knee, hinge forward. Hinge from your hips. So my left hand is underneath the right foot and my right hand is grabbing the top of my ankle. I'm actually doing the opposite of you, but just pretend I was you. Relax through the shoulders and jaw. Take the full breath in that expands down into your lower back, your lower right side, and into the outside of your right knee, where you most likely feel the most tension, and release back. And straighten your right leg out into staff pose. Inhale, both arms straight up overhead. Squeeze the tops of your feet back towards your body and hinge and round your back. Gentle seated forward bend. Tuck your chin into your chest, round your upper back. Inhale, release, and come back. Back to staff pose. I think we're going to have to call this pajama yoga today because we haven't got off the floor yet. We're running out of time. Roll over onto your left side. And reach your left arm straight out in front of you. Stack everything up. You can use your hand in front to support the weight of your body or bring it down by your side. If it is in fact your left arm that's on the floor, bend your right knee and grab the top of your right foot and draw the heel towards your glute. Good, and then release. And bend your right foot up. Place your hand behind your right knee and straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. Notice the urge to make the left leg diagonal to support the weight of your body, but challenge yourself to keep your left leg and left arm in alignment on the same plane as the left side of your mat. Good, bend your knee and find your big toe. And straighten your right leg. A little scary. Good, bend your knee. And release onto your belly. Hands underneath your shoulders, toes curled under. Palms and fingers spread nice and wide. Squeeze your arms so they touch your side body and press up. So, Bhujangasana, King Cobra variation. It puts a little pressure on the lumbar spine, so be mindful to stay long here. And bend your elbows and lower yourself down slowly. Release the tops of your feet into the floor. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Slide your hands, your palms back a little further so your thumbs are below your pectoral muscles. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take a breath in. And then lift the chest away from the floor. This is baby cobra. Good, and release. Use your hands as a pillow underneath your head. Rest here for a moment. Bend your knees up and windshield wiper your knees, your shins from side to side. Release the tops of your feet back down to the floor. Slide your right arm out in front of you. And stack your right side. Palm of your right hand is flat on the floor. And whichever leg's on top, bend that and find your foot. Draw the heel towards your glute. And release and straighten the left leg. Up overhead, you can use your hand as a tour guide behind the back of your left knee. Soften through the left side of your neck, your left ribs, the outside of your left ribs, side ribs. Good, and release, bend your left foot and grab your big toe as an option. Straighten your left leg up. Then walk your bottom leg to the left behind you. Just to make sure your body's straight. Good, release and roll onto your belly. Curl your toes under again. Hands underneath your shoulders with your fingers spread nice and wide and arms close to the body. Lift your kneecaps off the floor. So that way we know the toes are curled under properly. Then drop your kneecaps back down to the floor. Take a breath in and press the arms straight. Lift your chin up, look straight ahead. One more breath in. Slowly bend the elbows, lower yourself down. Touch your chin, nose, forehead, or all three onto the floor. Release the tops of your feet into the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat by lifting the kneecaps off the floor and flexing your quad muscles. Then relax the knees to the floor. Relax your sacrum. Slide your hands back as far as they can and still keep the palms flat on the ground. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your chest and chin up off the floor. Squeeze for the kidneys, baby cobra. Good. And release your right ear to the floor, the arms to cactus arms. Slide the left knee up into half frog. Rest. Take a breath in as you exhale, straighten your left leg and switch ears, switch knees, left ear, right knee, half frog on the other side. Release the right leg straight. Roll over to your right side, onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And find a movement, side to side or other, to release your spine. Might be a gentle mini rock or a bigger movement. Let the movement turn into stillness. Find happy baby. Soft face, soft jaw, soft arms, neck, and chest. Wide knees, wide ankles. Sacrum and tailbone reaching for the floor. Long spine. Belly breath. Release your hands from your feet and turn this into sleeping tiger. Your back is flat, thighs are perpendicular to the floor, shins parallel. Channel your focus to your second chakra, right below the belly button. So that area below the belly button and above the pelvis. Let the breath originate there. Let your hearing come from there. Connect your sense of touch to your second chakra. Your sense of smell, taste, what you see with your inner eye, let it all connect to your lower belly, second chakra. Lift your head up for the last 1 minute. You can do it. Just lose yourself in your second chakra, and this feeling above the pelvis, below the belly. Might be some sense of chills on your outer thighs, outer hips, which is new. I've never experienced that before. But always go with what you feel. Let it be there. Cross your ankles, lower your feet, widen your knees out. Hands floating up and down your belly with your breathing. Finally, you can straighten your legs, take a short rest. your way back from your rest. So as you make your way back from your rest and you're sitting in your quiet space, close your eyes and feel what's happening inside, the quietness from the inside. And stay in that space as you make your way to your feet. And once you make your way to standing, close your eyes again and come back into your space. Which is the ground of your being for this moment. And begin to very loosely swing your arms around your body. We did a lot of lower body work this morning. So the arms are loose and free, and movement is loose and free. And then let the movement come to a natural close. Bring your palms together. So may this practice bring us focus and concentration and awareness in any present moment that we're in. Thank you for practicing yoga this morning. Namaste. All right.
Mike, you read my mind.
You wanted pajama yoga this morning?
When you got started, I thought, boy, it would be really nice if we could just begin on our mat. And that was incredibly grounding because there's been so much activity with wind and snow. And I think so. That was just a beautiful centering practice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for the kind words. Yes. All right. Well, good to see you all. I would say bundle up and have fun outside, but most people are probably going to hunker down today. It's cold. But
Thanks, Mike. Bye-bye,
you.
Mike. Thank you.
All right, we'll see ya.
It was perfect. Perfect. Bye-bye.
Bye. What's up, Henry?